Any health-related information on the following show provides general information only. Content presented on any show by any host or guest should not be substituted for a doctor's advice. Always consult your physician before beginning any new diet, exercise, or treatment program.
Welcome to Accelerated Health with Sara Banta. I'm a wife, a mom of 3, and an NAP certified supplement professional, but that's not all. I'm also the founder of the awarded Most Innovative Health Supplement Company 4 years in a row, Accelerated Health Products, a brand offering innovative, natural, scalar enhanced supplements to optimize your health. And this podcast is not just a source of information. We are a community. We're all here to learn and grow on our health journeys, regardless of where you are today, and the podcast is the springboard to learning. The group coaching on Telegram, it's free, is where we continue learning together. You ask your questions, I post tips and tools to deepen your health and keep us all moving forward. So here's what you can expect. New episodes every Monday and Wednesday with in-depth health discussions and expert guests. Hot topics like this one that are in the news every Friday to keep things fun. And then, of course, followed up with the free group coaching on Telegram. And the details can be found at SaraBantaHealth.com. Have you thought about detoxing, but you're a little worried? You don't want the detox flu symptoms. You don't want to be hangry or put on a juice cleanse or a restrictive diet. Well, I've created over 10 unique easy detox cleanse programs with none of those things to help you reset your body while feeling great, while eating real food, and a lot of it. And you can find out which one's right for you by taking the detox quiz at SaraBantaHealth.com. You can start with just the colon cleanse to get you pooping, do the parasite cleanse, the liver flush cleanse, which I recommend at least 4 times a year. And then the big one, the accelerated diet cleanse that resets your body, your hormones, gets you off that weight plateau, helps with the brain fog, the gut, your chronic disease, your inflammation, all of the things. So just take the quiz and find out which one's right for you. Maybe you're not ready for a detox. Maybe you just want to start with a few supplements and don't know where to start. Well, complete the health goals form, and that form is on the website, and I will help put together a protocol just for you. Just by taking a few steps forward with your health, you will change your life. The difference is I'm here with you every step of the way. Today, we're talking about something, again, that's in the news. It keeps coming and you can't ignore it. Get rid of that fluoride toothpaste and start looking into the other things where you are taking in fluoride. Well, fluoride may impair children's cognitive development. Yes, we know this, but this is a different angle of a study. So we know that it's been a topic of debate. It's coming into, more consciousness with RFK there as well, trying to get fluoride out of the water system. I believe Utah has already voted that they're going to get it out of their water system. They're leading the pack. It naturally occurs in well water and is intentionally added to municipal drinking water in several countries, including the United States. And we are finding out that it is really detrimental to brain development in children. So many other things, but that's what the headline is. So a study in Sweden published very recently strengthens that growing body of evidence, suggesting that exposure to fluoride during fetal development and early childhood may impair cognitive function. So what do we do? It is in the United States, Canada, Australia, Chile, Ireland. It is intentionally added to the public water. And we're thinking it helps prevent cavities. Now, you talk to my dentist, he'll say it actually turns your teeth into dust. So it's not even good for your teeth. This practice remains controversial. And so what we're finding is that they followed over 500 mothers and their children in rural Bangladesh, where fluoride is naturally present in drinking water. And this allowed them to examine how early life fluoride exposure affected their cognitive abilities. The fluoride levels were assessed through urine samples from both the pregnant mothers and the children. And this provided accurate reflection of the fluoride. And then they tested the children and the moms. The children's cognitive abilities were evaluated at age 5 and 10. And they tested their verbal reasoning, sensory processing, and overall cognitive function. What did they find? Higher fluoride levels in the urine of pregnant women were associated with lower cognitive abilities in their children at both 5 and 10 years old. Higher fluoride levels at age 10 equaled lower intelligence. So those with the highest concentration had the lowest cognitive scores. And what they're finding is that the cognitive impairment effects were seen even at fluoride levels that were below the World Health Organization and European Union drinking water safety limits. So even what we're thinking is safe isn't safe. There's no safe amount of fluoride exposure for developing brains. Now, is it just developing brains, or maybe is it affecting my 49-year-old brain or your 65-year-old brain? Yes, right? So early childhood exposure, they're saying that fluoride levels measured at 5-year-olds were not significantly linked, so it was a little bit more unclear. But why does this matter? How does it affect your brain? Well, fluoride's effect on brain cells, it accumulates in the brain tissue, potentially disrupting neurotransmitter function and reducing cognitive performance. Think about your Wi-Fi signal. Think about when you're in a tunnel and there's static. That's like your neurotransmitters. If there's something in the way, you're not going to have clear neurotransmitter function. Then you've got the endocrine disruption. Fluoride interferes with thyroid function, which plays a critical role in brain development, weight loss, energy, physical energy, fat burning, all the things. The thyroid is the master endocrine gland, and fluoride interferes with it. It increases oxidative stress. It can damage the neurons and contribute to learning and memory issues. Now, it increases oxidative stress, not just in the brain, but in the body. So you have to think about all the things that are going on in your body, not just your brain. So what do? Filter your water. Unfortunately, fluoride is so difficult to get out of the water. So even if you've got a filter on your house, or if you've got a Brita or a water filtration system, you have to be very specific for it to go after fluoride, because it is one of the most difficult ones to get. And just case in point, I do everything for my health, right? I try my very best with my water, my food, my showers, all the things. And I was scanned a couple months ago, and one of the top toxins in my body is fluoride. So it is very difficult to go after. You want to be mindful of toothpaste. Not just mindful, get rid of anything that's got fluoride in it. It's not even good for your teeth. Check the bottled water labels. Some bottled water contains added fluoride. Choose whole food over processed foods. Many processed foods and beverages, particularly those made with fluoridated water, can contain that hidden fluoride. And tea. So black tea and green tea, for all of you people that are drinking tea thinking you're healthy, they naturally accumulate fluoride. And test the well water. So if you rely on well water, have it tested for fluoride. So what is fluoride doing in the body? Not just the brain. Okay, so that's cellular function. It binds to proteins and enzymes, altering their activity. And that high level of fluoride can interfere with critical biochemical processes, disrupting the normal cell function. It may influence cell growth and division. That's where we get the apoptosis, no apoptosis. Are we going to have chronic disease or cancers? That cell growth and division is really critical to our overall health. Fluoride exposure has been linked to increased oxidative stress, so that contributes to the production of harmful free radicals that can damage cells. And with oxidative stress comes early mortality. Okay, I can't say it any quicker. are easier. It is going to accelerate death. It's going to shorten longevity. It can disrupt mitochondrial function. We are only as healthy as our mitochondria, impairing the ability of the cells to produce that ATP, that cellular energy, that energy that's coming from real deep into our cells. And that is needed for all of our organs, including our brain and heart. Fluoride exposure has been associated with cell death. Like I said, apoptosis of the wrong kind of cells. We want apoptosis in that healthy way when we're going through puberty or fetal growth, because there's a lot of turnover of cells, right? But this is the cell death of the good cells that it's killing. And this is particular in the neurons, the brain cells, and sperm cells, raising concern about its role in neurological health and fertility. Fluoride affects the immune system. So it can weaken the immune system, reducing the number of white blood cells and antibodies, reducing the ability for you to fight that virus or the bacteria that you're exposed to or your kids are exposed to during the winter months. And it may lower the body's ability to respond to any pathogen. So what do we do? Okay, first of all, before I go on, you're thinking, okay, check, I got it out of my toothpaste, check, I got my water filters taken care of, I'm good. I'm not exposed to fluoride. No. So it's not just in the water and the toothpaste. It's a key component in the PFOAs and the PFOs and the PFAs, commonly known as forever chemicals. These are everywhere. They're designed to resist heat, water, oil, making them valuable. They're in our non-stick cookware, our waterproof clothing, food packaging, firefighting foams. Their durability comes at a cost. So that is giving you the fluoride. Now think about it. The F in the PFAs is fluoro. Anything fluoro is fluoride based. And you also have to look at your medication. Look for any fluoro in your medication. That's fluoride based. So it could cause dental and skeletal issues. And like I said, it can cause your thyroid issues. So fluoride competes with iodine in the body. Let's go back to chemistry, right? They're all in the halide column. Well, this disrupts the thyroid hormone production, which can lead to hypothyroidism. Symptoms of thyroid dysfunction include fatigue, weight gain, depression, brain fog, cold intolerance. The number one cause of depression is low iodine. And what we're seeing also is the number one cause of low IQ is low iodine. And iodine competes with that fluoride. Studies suggest that fluoride exposure may interfere with that iodine absorption, worsening your thyroid. And so this is, if you're thinking to yourself, well, I'm not worried about fluoride. I don't care if I live long. The vanity part of you, where you're gaining weight and you don't like the weight gain, regardless of how much you're eating or you're exercising, it could be thyroid based. It could be too much exposure to fluoride. So we know that it reduces cognitive function, but what about your child with ADHD, anxiety, mood instability? You're suffering because they're having tantrums, and it could be fluoride related. It's a neurotoxin, and it can cause not just issues in our young people, but it can also cause issues like diseases like Alzheimer's and dementia. Fluoride also can cause stomach irritation, nausea, vomiting, and it has been shown to weaken the immune system, like I said, but that's also in the gut. It increases cancer risk and hormonal imbalances. So that includes kidney and testicular cancer. It disrupts the whole endocrine function, affecting your hormones, increasing that estrogen dominance, affecting your reproductive health and fertility. It also can increase cholesterol levels. So what's interesting is cholesterol can go up from thyroid going down. So I'm sure fluoride is indirectly and directly causing those cholesterol levels to go up. So what do? You filter your fluoride. Like I said, standard carbon water filters do not remove the fluoride. You need to get some maybe reverse osmosis, but there's some great companies out there. Just do your research. Best water filters of 2025. Google it. I'm sure you're going to get your answer. Avoid the processed foods, the fast foods. They often contain fluoridated water in their preparation. Choose the fluoride-free products, like we said. But here's the deal. Replenish with iodine. One of the most effective ways to combat fluoride toxicity, because it's not totally in our control, is iodine supplementation. And we're going to talk about why. We've got chemical displacement and competitive inhibition. These are two chemical philosophies or methods that you learned about in high school and probably have forgotten. But fluoride, chlorine, and bromine belong to the same halogen group as iodine. Because they're chemically similar, they look the same, right? So they compete for the same receptor sites in the body. Fluoride is lighter in atomic weight. It tends to displace heavier iodine when iodine levels are low, leading to thyroid dysfunction and metabolic balances. So if you don't have enough iodine in there, that fluoride's just going to fill that receptor site. Now, the opposite is competitive inhibition. When the body is given lots of iodine, plenty of iodine, and this is why we high dose with iodine in today's modern toxic world, it outcompetes fluoride, forcing the fluoride and the bromide and the chlorine out of the receptor sites and helping the body detox more effectively. And this is not just for the halogens, but this is for heavy metals, radiation, and a whole bunch of other stuff. So without enough iodine, fluoride has a greater opportunity to accumulate in the tissues, particularly in the thyroid, the brain, and the bones. So what do? We want that acceleridine iodine. Why? Like I said, iodine is the key to removing fluoride. It competes, but we want the acceleridine iodine. It's the only iodine that is monoatomic, highly bioavailable, ensuring maximum absorption and deep cellular penetration. Unlike potassium iodide or regular just iodine bound to other compounds, acceleridine provides that pure, charged, scalar enhanced singlet atom of iodine, making it go into the body and say, I need to find that receptor site, instead of having to be broken apart from another molecule by your already weak body that doesn't have energy to do anything because ATP is low, right? And most iodine supplements have 10 to 20% absorption. Acceleridine iodine has close to 100%. It displaces the fluoride and bromine and chlorine. It supports the thyroid health. You are going to feel your body heat up. Take your temperature in the morning. Are you at 98.6? I bet you're not. That means your thyroid is not working optimally. It supports that thyroid health and gets us out of that hypothyroidism. It boosts the mitochondrial function. It increases your cellular energy, ATP, and that is going to increase your energy in your brain, your thyroid, your body. Your thyroid is the bridge from your brain to your body. So you've got to have your thyroid working for your adrenal health, for your gonads and your sex hormones. It is everything. It helps detoxify the brain, clearing the fluoride buildup out of the neurological tissues that are leading to the brain fog where you can't find your car in the parking lot, or your memory loss, or your cognitive decline. It helps strengthen the immune system. Iodine is antiviral, antibacterial, antiparasitic. It also is an extremely strong antioxidant. It supports hormonal balance, reducing estrogen dominance, improving testosterone regulation. It helps reduce oxidative stress. It's one of the most potent antioxidants in the world. And it protects against those cell phones that we carry around every single day and all the other EMFs that we're exposed to. So like I said, acceleridine iodine is the only iodine in monoatomic form, making it close to 100% bioavailable and enhanced with scalar frequencies to increase the detoxification and healing properties. And there's no contaminants, additives, or unnecessarily fillers. So that is number one. Acceleridine iodine will help kick out that fluoride. Number two, though, is we've got to give our liver some love. Our livers are being bombarded by the halogens, the fluoride, bromine, and chlorine, but the heavy metals, the microtoxics, the artificial sweeteners, the artificial ingredients in the processed foods, and even the glyphosate and the GMOs that are on the regular packaged foods or the whole foods, but are being sprayed across onto our organic crops as well. That's where accelerated liver care comes in. It is a synergistic blend of Ayurvedic herbs, traditional Chinese medicine, and then modern nutraceuticals, and then enhanced with scalar frequencies. It will help enhance bile production, which is needed to flush out fluoride, heavy metals, and other toxins. It supports the estrogen clearance, preventing fluoride-induced endocrine disruption and hormonal imbalances. It detoxifies the spike protein with the help of the Acceleride iodine and other chemicals, helping the body eliminate persistent environmental toxins. It boosts the mitochondrial health. It helps the liver regenerate. It helps with fatty liver disease. Over 50% of you have fatty liver. Our children have fatty liver. Our children are not supposed to have fatty liver. Fatty liver is supposed to be an alcoholic's disease, but 25% of our children have fatty liver. The accelerated liver care protects liver cells, reduces oxidative stress, and it helps open up the liver and gallbladder meridians. So our detox pathways are open. So when we kick out those toxins like fluoride, it goes, whew, we're going to get out and go right through the liver and be processed very effectively. So accelerated liver care has things that you've heard of like milk thistle and tudka and bupleurum. They regenerate the liver, but it also has herbs that you've never heard of like Pauperera that has studies against cirrhosis and liver cancer. It is very potent. It brought my liver numbers down when I was under attack from over 700 down to normal levels, and that is being under 20. It is magic. It's something that you use with the accelerated liver flush cleanse. When I tell you need to be doing those at least 4 times a year, but if you're scared to do it, just taking it daily is going to give your liver a lot of love. Now, as we're kicking out all these toxins, we need to bind them up to carry them out of our body to make it so much easier on our body. And that's where the accelerated cellular detox powder comes in. Toxins like fluoride and the forever chemicals, heavy metals, pesticides can be reabsorbed if they're not properly bound, especially if you're constipated. If you're constipated, that's just, those toxins are just being reabsorbed. And this is why detox regimens fail. The toxins recirculate instead of leaving the body. Accelerated cellular detox powder, one of my very first supplements that we've improved over the years, and it is just amazing now with ingredients like chitosan that lowers cholesterol levels and helps bind up dietary fat, helps with weight management, but it binds to fluoride, all of these things. It supports the gut health, reducing inflammation, strengthens intestinal integrity, helps with Crohn's disease, IBS. It helps with binding up the glyphosate, removing herbicides. If you have food poisoning, you gotta have your accelerated cellular detox powder. It will soak up those toxins. If you have a hangover, if you went out drinking the night before, you take it right before bed. It will help soak up that alcohol. Not that I am promoting drinking. It is very helpful with that as well. And it reduces the oxidative stress as well. So you are soaking your toxins out, getting them out gently out of your intestines. It contains zeolite, activated charcoal, organic herbs for that multi-level layered approach. It doesn't disrupt your mineral balance. And it then, of course, it's infused with the scalar frequencies to enhance the removal of these toxins. Now, part of detoxification is cellular hydration. That's intracellular hydration. We've got the sodium potassium pump inside and outside the cell. We got to get the toxins out of the cells and the nutrients in. And we also need salt, unrefined salt, for that iodide sodium symporter. Iodine and salt work together. If you're on a deserted island, the 3 things you want: water, salt, and iodine. Okay, so fluoride depletes essential minerals like sodium, potassium, and magnesium, and we need a good salt like accelerated ancient salt to restore the electrolyte balance and hydration. Now, I've talked about my son who had leukemia at the age of 9. He also went through another health crisis when he was 15. He was training like an Olympian for rowing, but he's not an Olympian. He was just in high school and they were going for nationals. His heart was stopping. He had to pound on his heart to get it going. We went to multiple cardiologists. They all said his heart was fine. And when we looked at the muscle, it was fine. It was very healthy, but he was low in electrolytes, and the heart needs it because it's an electrical organ. So you need to be supplementing with electrolytes for hydration, but you also need to supplement to pump up the blood to flush out the toxins like fluoride. So accelerated ancient salt replenishes the lost minerals. It has over 62 minerals. It pumps the blood up blood to push out those toxins. It supports adrenal function. Did you know when you are under stress, your adrenals need more iodine and more salt? So get in that salt. And that's where if you are stressed and you're craving the sugars, your brain is actually craving salt, but you got the wires mixed up and you reach for the processed foods that have the sugars and the sodium in it, just the wrong salt, right? So we want that full, complete, unrefined salt. It helps with pH balance, reducing acidity. It can help with nausea. It can help sustain or suppress appetite if you're trying to fast. It also just tastes amazing. I've got nephews and nieces who could care less about their health, but they want my salt because it tastes good on their food. So it's unprocessed, unrefined, and we do not use any synthetic agents or additives in the salt. So here we are, we're talking about fluoride again. And it just brings up the need and the reminder that we need to get fluoride and the other toxins out of our body. Our livers are being stacked with all of these toxins, and that fluoride is just pushing it over the edge. And we need to be being mindful of our cell phone use and our EMFs and our screen time. We need to get outside. We need to exercise, rebound, sleep, sweat to get all of these toxins out. And these supplements can help as well. So hopefully this was helpful. Thanks for listening. Our discussion does not have to stop here. If you're feeling lost in the supplement world, I'm here to help. I know it can be confusing. You can start by getting your free supplement protocol. Head to SaraBantaHealth.com, complete the form, and I will personally put together a protocol just for you. Follow me on social media at Accelerated Health Products and join the free group coaching. There is no downside. Invite your friends. Let me tell them what they need to be doing with their health so you don't have to. And the link is found at SaraBantaHealth.com. You can find this podcast and all of my podcasts by searching Accelerated Health with Sara Banta on Spotify, Apple, YouTube, E360, iHeartRadio, and over 100 different platforms. Spread the knowledge. Share this episode with your kids, with your mom friends, with your family members. We all need to be aware of this element called fluoride that we thought was healthy for us. And it's going to take a lot of us just saying this over and over and over again for people to get it. Unfortunately, we've been indoctrinated into thinking that fluoride is good for you. You can get 10% off by using coupon code podcast10. Remember, I'm live every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, so join me next time for more ways to unlock your health potential.